will develop breast cancer. And they said that's the statistics for 2025 as far as that go. 1 in 8 will develop some type of breast cancer problems with their breasts. People, what we talk about this because again, breast cancer, it can hit people younger. Remember on Jennifer Hudson's show,
Right.
they had a lady that was on there that was 33, and the doctor saw something, maybe in her 30s or whatever like that, and said, don't worry about it, forget about it, it's okay, you're too young. And she didn't have a history, nothing, no history, no family history, nothing as far as breast cancer. And she came down with breast cancer. And that's the thing about it. And the doctors were like saying, you know what, I'm sorry we made a mistake. This is my thing. If there is a lump there, if it's a hard lump, if it's a soft lump, if your breast sizes is shaped funny or differently all of a sudden, or the size change, there's pain or there's tenderness or there's spots and different things. There could be lumps, swelling, even in the armpits, even the collarbone, any flakiness, any thickening, any discolorations, any nipple discharge, anything like that, swelling, dimpling, the nipple inverted, those type of things. If they're there, I don't care what age you are at this point, because it's affecting people. They say, okay, at a certain age, you should, of course, always have your breasts checked and all that, 25 or so like that. And then they say at the age of 40, get your mammogram, and then you do it every year. And then after that, you get it, every year, every 55 or whatever, get it every year, every other year. If you see something that is there and that was not there, say something. Go see your doctor. Better safe than sorry. What you got to say about that, Mom, as far as that go?
Well, a person should go at least once a year
Once a year.
to get a thorough exam.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you find anything wrong, get it taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Then another thing is that you should make sure you have the proper diet.
The proper diet. Thank you.
Because you we don't need to be eating a lot of junk. We should eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm. That's where it's at, right?
And when you eat it, take a time and chew it well.
Chew it well. Supposedly, now, we had Uncle Lacey, your one of your brothers, would chew his food 100 times, and it was proper to do that. I don't chew my food 100 times. I ain't chewing it 100 times, but I do try to chew it. I kind of eat a little fast, so I need to kind of slow down. And don't y'all laugh out there either, because y'all do too. Okay, you need to just chew your food and to make sure that you get all the stuff out of it before it goes down, and that's proper as far as that goes. I don't know about the 100 times, but I don't do 100 times. But I'm saying, chew it really good and then let it go down as far as that. And you'll enjoy your food, especially the savoriness in the mouth. So you enjoy it more if you let it. Savor in your mouth more. Just think about that. If you think about the savoring in the mouth, and then stay in the mouth. You know what I'm talking about? Then don't y'all laugh. For real, it works. But let me say this. There are some foods that you can take in, and we're talking holistic, okay, that you can take in that are high in lycopene. I have a listing of it. This is also good not only for reduction of breast cancer, hopefully, also for men. Foods high in lycopene. And I guess, hopefully, listen, y'all, I'm gonna give you time to get a pencil, pen in your hand, and write it down. Have it, and let's eat healthy. Let's eat our rainbow, okay, of wonderful fresh fruits and vegetables, because we are live people, and we need to eat fresh fruits and vegetables the natural God way. Okay, so write this down if you have your pen. Okay, get your pen. Guava, and y'all know about tomatoes, especially tomato paste. So, if you like pizza, put a lot of tomato sauce on it. A lot of even ketchup is good. Also, I'm not saying put ketchup on your pizza. I mean, I don't know. I haven't tried that. Maybe I might try. And don't y'all laugh. You know what? You can try these things though. Tomato puree, and they got the tomato sauce, tomato paste, the sun dried tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, tomato juice. Also watermelon and the watermelon seeds. It's really high in lycopene. Grapefruit. Now, of course, grapefruit. Of course, it depends on what kind of medicines you're on. Some medicines are contraindicated. You can't have grapefruit. But if you don't want grapefruit, there's a whole lot of other things you can have that is high in lycopene. They're papaya, red bell peppers. And red bell peppers, believe it or not, is higher in vitamin C than orange. And I didn't know that. I looked up and said, wow, this thing is high, 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 high. And so just you can chop that up and put it in your salad or saute it or whatever like that. And you get it's high in also vitamin A, which is fat soluble. Asparagus. Yeah. What else, Mom, would you like to say?
Your body is made to move.
Yes.
And by moving, getting in a certain amount of exercise, it causes you not to have poor circulation.
Yeah.
And plus, that helps the nutrient to get cells because the cells has its own thing going.
All right, Mama.
And it takes the nutrition to keep it active.
That is awesome. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Nothing like the wisdom of a parent. My mom has a lot of wisdom, and she is a witness because she's been around for a long, long time. And so she knows what she's talking about. Here's some other things. I said red bell peppers, asparagus is very good. Red cabbage, mango, sweet potatoes, red grapes, red carrots, and also fig and pumpkin. Those are high as far as in the phytochemicals, and it's known to lower the risk of major diseases, antioxidants, and it neutralizes the free radicals that causes damage to the body. And so it will help to reduce your chances of cancer, heart disease, and also Alzheimer's is on the list. So I was just, grateful for that. Also, our guest, and they haven't seen her yet, but our guest had a bout also with breast cancer, and she'll talk about that as well. She has a wonderful, amazing book, y'all. Y'all got to see it. Y'all got to patronize her and get it. Faith Over Fear. It's a wonderful book. Listen, let's go on a short commercial break, real short commercial break, and then we're going to bring on our guests. Okay? Break time. Yeah, y'all. You like the show so far, girl?
Oh, that was.
Do you love the show?
That
All right.
was so professional. I'm amazed.
Do you love the show, girl? Do you love the show,
Watching
girl?
it
We
and
got like, girl,
listening.
we love the show.
How am I going to?
This is what I do,
watch
sweetie.
it?
This is, and it's a wonderful that there's it's a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Mentally, everything is just wonderful. I love it. I
This
love
is
to
you.
do it. This is me.
This is you.
This is me.
This
Woo,
is
woo,
you.
woo. And the thing about it is, with it being live, all bloopers and everything, because a lot of times, you can take it and edit and re-edit it. Every so often they'll edit it if something is wrong, if there's a problem. But it's a live show, so you learn to do it live, bloopers and all. And that way you try to perfect it when you don't want too many bloopers. So you be like, okay, let me get it right. The first time, you know what I'm talking about? Because the thing is going, and it's just practice make perfect. And if you do it enough times, let me tell you. You're coming back? Okay, cool. 18 seconds. Okay. You do it enough times, let me tell you, girl, you kind of perfect it a little bit to a certain extent, as far as that goes. Okay. And
10 seconds.
okay. Because I see me going
5, 4, 3, 2.
And we're back. Y'all, thank y'all so much for just tuning in and looking at our show. We have a special guest. I am super excited to introduce her. She is from Augusta, Georgia. She is a Southern girl, honey. Yes, she is. And she moved to New York and then also back to Augusta, I believe it was, and then to Maryland. She is an author of an amazing book. Also, she's a registered nurse like myself. Because you need nursing, you need medical when you're alive and in between and when you die. We're very important. Massage therapy too. Okay, check that out. She has this book that she's going to talk about, and she is in my choir, the Fellowship Chorale, the best choir at First Baptist Church of Glenarden under the magnificent John Jenkins. And this is her. Her name is Lisa Washington, has a wonderful book called Faith Over Fear. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Lisa Washington. Yay! Hey girl, I am super excited. I got my little thing there. I have my little clap. I don't y'all laugh here, okay? But I'm just super excited to have you to talk about faith over fear. And you have to talk about the topic of it, why faith over fear for your topic. And also, what scripture, do you have a scripture that ties in this as well? Talk about that.
Well, I chose faith over fear because of the situation I was in.
Yes.
Was a very scary one and had me very emotional. And it was, fighting for what was right when no one else wanted to help you and everyone was trying to hold you down.
Yeah.
From trying to tell the truth and standing up for what you wanted, what you were trying to stand up for.
Yeah.
And so I just learned how to hold on to God. And I didn't know that many scriptures. I knew a few scriptures before all of this started.
Okay.
Psalms 23, Psalms 27.
Yeah.
But now I know every scripture in Psalms.
Wow.
I know, that the giants will fall. I follow Samuel 2:17. It's in this head. I could quote it.
Okay.
But there are so many scriptures.
So many scriptures to tie in. I like that, to tie in with faith over fear, because God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind and different things like that. As far as that go, He's given us faith. Faith without works also is dead. That is a scripture right there. What I want to talk about is because this is very alarming. And I love this book. Let me tell you, it's a really good read because you can really read it in a couple of days, just 2 days really to read the book and go through. So I appreciate that it wasn't a long book, and it got to the point. You got to talk about being a nurse and what happened to you when you first even got the job at this place, a government place in Maryland area. They quoted you a specific salary probably, and it sounded okay? Or?
Well, it didn't sound okay. It was low. But
It was
I
low.
felt that if I went on in, I would get a raise and I could build back up to where I was because I took a pay cut.
You took a pay cut?
Yes.
Okay. Because see, also people, she's a military person. She did the Navy, Navy for 9 years. Okay. So she came in with a lot of experience. And it's amazing what you talk about because that was my question was, they say, okay, yeah, we love your services. Oh, yeah, you got a lot to offer. You have all these years of experience. This is what we want, but yet we're going to pay you this amount of money. Mm-hmm. And at that time, though, you did not know that they were paying someone else more money. And that's where the EEOC comes into play, people. And I love that you talk about the civil rights Act of 64, even though I'm gonna tell you the truth, at that time they really left out the colored people. I mean, let's be real. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. That the Civil Rights Act of 64 was not for us, really. Even they say it, but that was in 64. It was one in 62. And like I said, there was a lot of discrimination and different things that went on. But the Civil Rights Act, even though they had it there, but sounds like they did not go with what they say. Civil Rights Act 64, which is here in the USA. But talk a little bit about what happened as far as what led up to you actually filing as far as against the government.
So in the government, there is a website where you can find out the salaries of employees. And the person, the job that was open because they heard about my experience. But there was also another person who was of another color, Caucasian, that applied at the same time as me. So we were both hired for that one position. And
at the same time?
At the same time on the same day, started on the same day.
Okay.
But our salaries were not known on this website for 2 years. And I didn't even know that that kind of website existed.
Had existed,
yeah,
right,
that
okay.
you would know what someone's salary was.
Yes.
And put their name in and find that out. So an employee that was working with me in the job I was currently in at that time told me to go to the website and to just check it out to see what my salary was compared to that person.
Okay.
Because I knew that that person only had 2 more years, registered nurse years than me, as I had also had for the OR, I had 17 years of scrub experience, which was very valuable. In
Okay.
And so they did not. And so I found out that they were making $10,000 more than me. And I remembered how much I took a pay cut, and I just went to my manager and asked, I have this to offer. Why can't I have that salary, or what can I do to have that salary?
Yeah.
Because at that time, I now had, because it was 2 years later, I now had the amount of years that she had when she first started with the salary that was given to her. So now I'm 4 years with the 17 years of scrub experience.
Yeah.
Hoping that I can also now have what a 4-year, because in my eyes, this is what I think a 4-year registered nurse should get, because this is what you've given her. But I found out that no, that was not my salary to have.
Even though you asked, so you did the right thing as far as asking.
Yes.
But they still, and the alarming thing is that you got hired at the same time as the other one, and you have a lot to offer, but yet they still discriminate again with the Civil Rights Act of 64. Obviously, it didn't kick in, and maybe they forgot about it or something. I don't know. It's funny because you know what? When I read your book, with me being a nurse, and I've been a nurse for about 40 years, I've really been a nurse for a long, long time. I never thought about the salary differences, and that, you know what, there could have been a lot of people who were making different salaries. And I was like, I should have asked some questions myself. But I just figured, when you signed on the thing and say, this is how much you were going to get, that's what a lot of times they go by. But this is what you agree on. But that was very unfair. And then for you to bring that to their attention, and then for them to give you a hard way to go, that's a lot of harassment. You got to talk about that as far as what happened when you took it to court, I guess. You took it to certain levels. When did the harassment just come into play where it made it very uncomfortable for you to even be on your job?
I think the harassment started as soon as I went in and made my complaint.
Because, from the very beginning.
Yes, because what happened after that was I was told that they were going to look into it. So I very naive, thought that they really were going to look into it and change it. But what happened was about a week or so later, my supervisor that was over me just yelled at me. It was a situation where they just took it all out on me and yelled at me like very rudely. And anyone that was walking by would have thought it was like, someone yelling at their child, or even worse than that. And so I went and filed a complaint about the yelling. And then from that on, you could feel when people are trying to fire you. And so I had to finally go and just file the complaint to the EEOC and let them know, because really that's helping you save your job, because I felt that I was going to be fired with any little thing. So once I filed the EEOC complaint,
Yeah.
I was able to be a little bit protected while I was trying to fight this case. And I put the salary in there along with the yelling at me and treating me the way that I was treated. And then after that, everything just started just snowballing on me and just trying to hold on to my job, hold on to my sanity,
Yeah.
and just stand up for what I thought was right. So I had a lawyer for a short time. A lawyer is very expensive. It was about $3,400 for six. I had it for about 6 weeks, and I gave like a $3,400 payment, and in 6 weeks, basically that was gone, and I have no idea what it went on, but I know I was calling her every day with, trying to help me keep my sanity.
And when you
Yeah, hold
first
on.
got that lawyer, I know you felt that lawyer, knowing the rules and regulations in the law, that lawyer was going to help, and then
Yes.
find out that was she helpful, or was she kind of just steering you along, for maybe realizing that, thinking, oh, you're not going to win this case or whatever. What was the outcome of that as far as that go? When did you let her go?
Thank you for that question, because you really hit it on the spot. Like I said, it was 6 weeks that I had given her $3,400. I didn't know how much it was going to cost. It took a lot to get $3,400.
I'm sure,
from that
yeah,
salary.
yeah.
But she told me, she said, well, the money is low. Give me another 1,000. That should get us to the court. With the EEOC, just give me another 1,000. And I was like, I don't have another 1,000. So I had to make a decision on, do I want to keep my case going, or do I want to, I'll be broke if I try to pay her. So I said, if it's going to keep going, it's going to have to be me. And so then I let her go, and I took the fight on and took it on to where I had to file different things. The report of investigations, everything came to me. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just trusting God. And I was just thinking that if I just got this case to the judge at the EEOC, he would see the unfairness, and he would see that a wrong was done, and he would just correct it. So I was just holding on till I got it to the judge.
Okay.
So this kind of happened around like in 2012, around like February is when I started with asking. Well, December 2011 is when I asked why. 2012 is when I was yelled at really badly and started my EEOC complaint.
Yes.
And then around the summer, like around June or July, is when I had to let the lawyer go and start my fight myself. And then there was another nurse there that was an older nurse, that was a Spanish nurse that had way more nurse years than the nurse that was hired with me. But that nurse that was hired with me was also paid more than her. And she was, she didn't know, but I knew. And so I kind of had to fight for her too. So I was in a situation where I was pulled into office where I couldn't bring any representation with me or anyone to be with me, and they were able to treat me any kind of way. And so we finally didn't get the case to the EEOC until around December. That's when the judge finally came in. So can you imagine if I had paid a lawyer
Wow.
all that time? I probably would have had to mortgage my house
Probably so.
or something. So I felt.
But
yeah.
kudos to you, because in reading the book, people, and I don't want to tell you everything that's in the book, because I need you guys to patronize her and to get her book. It's on Amazon. She'll tell you more about that as far as, because I saw it was on Amazon. I do my homework. I do look and see where
And
it
then at our
is.
church bookstore.
At the church
she
bookstore,
praised-
which she
praised
just
God.
got. She
Yes.
just got it at the
First.
church, First Baptist Church of Glenarden. So
Yes.
it's there in the bookstore. So please, people, would you please patronize her? Get the book. It is a very good read. Let me tell you something. The faith over fear, because she went through so much. What I want to say to you is this. They have some nurses that are now kind of like lawyers or whatever, because you had to do your homework. And you had, I'm gonna tell you, I was reading, I was like, what's that term? What is that? Because I'm not a lawyer, I'm a registered nurse. But they had some different subpoena and all this other stuff. And what is it? I wrote something down. I don't even know what I wrote down. Let's see what I said. I gotta put glasses on, because I'm getting old. Motion to compel.
Yes.
All these different terminologies that, let me tell you, I am totally oblivious to, like, say, what is that? What's that? What is that? But you were so good, I'm gonna tell you, at doing your homework. I commend you for that. You did your homework on those terminology and everything like that. And I was like, I don't know why she won't go ahead on and just be a lawyer and a nurse lawyer to help out other people, because this is real. This EEOC, and let me tell you what it stands for: Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. This also, and also the Civil Rights Act of 64. Y'all need to look that up, and the terminologies and different things that help her out on her case, because these are like words. I was like, what is that? What is that? But you're very good, and it's very nice that you even came forth to even help others that are going through that. But you took this all the way up to the Supreme Court. I mean,
Yes.
wow. She took it all the way up. Obama, everybody, Lottie, everything. Y'all got to read the book, honey. She took it all the way up. She was serious about this. You got to talk, but let me ask you this. Had you won your case, would you still stay there under that? Because you had a lot of people that were now against you. And winning the case, would that have changed? Would you want to have stayed there in that environment with them treating you the way they did? Talk about that, because I want to know what you think about that.
I think that God knew best.
Absolutely.
So let's go back to December,
Okay.
where I was feeling bad. I went into the doctor, and I didn't know what was going on with me. And this was like December 2012, and so I hadn't had a mammogram in 2 years. So this was with a hospital that when you go in, it's a one-stop shop. That's the insurance I had, which is Kaiser One Stop Shop.
Okay.
And then when you go in there, the nurse looked in and she said, well, you haven't had a mammogram. I went in for another female thing, and they said, well, you haven't had a mammogram. You're going to have one right after your female thing is done. And so I went and had the mammogram done, and then the technician said, Lord, why her? So
That's what she said.
yeah, she said, Lord, why her? Why her, Lord? So I knew right then and there, this is why I got all this other stuff going.
Yeah.
And so I found out, I went in and talked to the radiologist. They said I needed another test to make sure to see if it's cancer in my breast. And so I came back for that test. And then around in January is when I got the phone call that I had breast cancer. And I had to make a decision. Did I want to continue fighting, or did I want to?
Can you look right there? It's underneath here and see if that light. Yeah, because it should come on. There it is. I don't know why. I think it's a motion kind of thing up here. Now she's talking about something that's very, very important. You see how the devil. You see that? You see what happens? Okay. But you came down with that. And in the midst of all this, it was a lot. People are not treating you right. And then this, all of a sudden, your body's breast cancer occurs. Oh my God. Talk about that then, as far as you had to focus on that. And then you had to stop focusing on your court cases. How did you do both at the same time? Because I mean, a lot of times with health, it's like, ooh, forget about that. I'm going to focus on just that one thing.
So the sad thing that I wrote it in the book, but now I think that was a pretty sad person that said that. But it's the truth. I was going through so much at work that just hold on when I say this.
Okay,
I was going through so much at work with not knowing if they were going to hurt my patients, and I get blamed for it, that I saw my cancer as a chance for a break. Can you process that? Wow. I can't even process it now but that's how I felt. That's how you felt. Because I was going to be able to get out of there and get away from them. And I won't have to, because every morning around that time, I was like getting up at about 3:00 in the morning, driving to the hospital where I worked. They had a chapel on the 7th floor. I would go in that chapel every morning and I would pray. Yeah. I would pray to God that I wouldn't let them see me
Yes,
cry,
yes,
Lord, that I don't
yeah.
break down
Yes.
during my patients or
Yes,
anything like that.
yes.
And so, yes, I did get to that point where I
Yeah.
saw my cancer as a chance to get out of
Get
there.
out of
I
there.
didn't look at the fight that I had with the cancer. I looked at was more focused on that fight
Yeah.
with what I was going through.
But thanks
Well,
be to
yes,
God. Go
yes.
ahead, Mom.
Said,
Yes.
all things work together for good for those that
Love the Lord,
Yes.
And
yes.
sometimes
Yes,
we think
Romans
things
8.
are against us,
Yes.
but it really working out for us.
Yes.
And the good thing
Yes.
about it is they caught it early.
Right.
That's the
Yes.
thing about
Yes.
it. I don't
Yes.
know because early. That's the thing about it. And this month is breast cancer month, and I'm telling people, listen. If you see, I don't care what age you are at this point. To be honest, I don't care what age you. If you see something, go get it checked out. Better safe than sorry, people. Let me tell you, it's alarming. 1 out of 8. The USA. I mean, wow. This is very alarming. But I'm gonna tell y'all, read the book, and let me tell you, to God be the glory. You're now cancer free.
Yes,
To God be the glory.
and the cancer was caught at stage 0.
See,
That's
early.
It was because of that nurse that told me to go get that mammogram. It was caught at the earliest stage possible.
Wow,
Yes.
Isn't that
One of the
to God be the
earliest.
glory?
Yes.
And I'm gonna say this, that even though you went through, and back to what I was saying, could you see yourself, if you have won your case, could you see yourself still working in that type of environment as far as that goes? The hostility, would you still be there had you won your case, is what I'm asking.
No, because even as I got out of there to go and, have my breast cancer surgery, then after that, the doctor told me that I needed to have radiation for another 7
Okay.
weeks. So I decided I wasn't going to go back to work. I could have gone back to work and then just go to radiation every day at the same time, but I didn't want to give them that kind of power.
Yeah.
Because remember, I'm still fighting my case now. I'm still
Right.
filing things.
Right.
And I'm making them even more mad because they can't get rid of me.
Mhm.
So they got to a point where I didn't have any more hours left for pay. And people were able to donate hours to me, but they wouldn't let the people use those hours. They wouldn't let the people, but they wouldn't let my paycheck reflect those hours. Like I was about to have a 0 paycheck, and I had to call a special place that we call for our pay for the government, and they had to say, well, why don't they let you use those hours that were donated to you? So they made them use it, and that was my clue that I better not go back in there.
Better not go back there.
It's not going to be good for me.
Yeah.
And yes.
And the good thing about it, people, let me tell you, this book is so good. You got to read it. But the victory of this is that she got an even better job, better pay and everything, and out of the hostile environment. This is what God does for you. A lot of times we don't know why things happen, and it spiraled into certain things, but you're not there for people to treat you bad. That's not a good thing as far as that go. And they forgot about the EEO and also the harassment and different things that would make that would work on your psychic a lot, because you don't know what they're going to try to pull to do something to you, or even have somebody press charges against you too over something too. Sometimes some people like that kind of stuff. But I'm just so happy that even though you did not win your case quite a few times, and you tried, but the victory is you came out on top, more money. All people really want is just to let me see who that is. Okay, hold on a second. Hey Warren, 1 second, honey. 1 second, okay? Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And
Wow.
so that's the thing about it, is you won your case in a sense. Faith over fear. God got you out of that situation into something else even better salary, better everything, no hostility and everything like that. Because I was just thinking, I'm always, when I'm reading, I'm thinking, if she had stayed in that and she won her case, they would have made her life miserable. So it's a good thing that the Lord got into people who you knew, that they were placed, people, how God placed a person there, people that you know, whatever, say, hey, come on and work for me. Come on and say whatever. Open
Yes.
up another door, people. This is what God does for you
Yes.
in regards to that. Say a few other words, last words for this, and also how can people get this book? So that, because like I said, I only touched on it, honey. Listen, y'all gotta read this book. It'll take you about, those who read fast, it'll take you about a day to read this. About a good day or day and a half, whatever, just to read the book, especially if you got other things to do as far as that goes.
I read it.
My mom read it.
Oh,
She read it very good. Yes, she read it. Like I said, very, very good. And also, it's good that you have angels. You talked about the angels, and
yes.
Pastor John Jenkins is also in this book. People, listen, Glenardi, y'all need to get this book, okay?
Yes.
Listen, and he's in there, gave her words of encouragement and different things like that, and it is now in our church library, and that's, bookstore. It's very, very, very good. I love this book. Right to the point. Faith over fear. It really that is absolutely wonderful. Talk a little bit more in regards to that. How can people patronize you and give also some hope to other people who are going through, because some people are maybe going through the same thing as what you've gone through in regards to that there is hope. Faith over fear. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind of hope. We have hope. So talk about that. Talk about that as far as that.
So what I would like to go back to also, while I was in surgery for my breast cancer, God was already getting me a job. He had angels there to get me a new job at a new location to get me out, even though I didn't know that that was, the job that I was supposed to go to, that the government was going to run me out of there, and that he already had the new job let with the people that took care of me at the hospital.
That's awesome.
That hospital. That's nothing but the power of God.
And people read the book, because like I said, we could only talk about just a little bit. That time just really goes, I tell you the truth. But I'm gonna tell y'all need to get this book. Let me tell you now, it is on Amazon, and it should be la-di-da everywhere. It was a good read and everything, and it really does. I appreciate that you give people hope just by reading this.
And then my thing now is to change the law, because like we say, we have the civil rights law, but they're just words on a paper. There's an equal pay law that's only for between a man and a woman. So my goal is to have it where it covers everyone, to get that loophole out of there.
Yes.
So I'm going to be working with whatever congressman or person I can work with to get that changed, so that my book continues, because I feel like I'm still writing the book with getting that law changed. If that law is changed because of my story, then my life has come full circle.
That's awesome.
And I thank Renair for just even letting me come on here to share my testimony, because one thing you got to know, if you just hold on, no matter what, no matter how hard it is, if you got to go to a chapel, if you got to read the whole Bible, whatever you need to do, hold on, because God's got that worked out for you, but you got to hold on to see it through.
Yes.
Because if you don't see it through, then you're going to wish that you had. So don't miss your blessing. Just hold on. Don't let them win. They're not supposed to win.
And I appreciate it, because I believe because of you, they now have that GS payable, that general schedule, the pay scale that now, I know even with when I did federal nursing, as far as that go, they had a pay scale that's there where they can start you at a pay scale. Now, nurse coordinators made like maybe $1 extra, but everyone else made the same amount of money. Didn't matter. That's how they have it in the federal. I did in the independent contract with the federal government. So I'm thinking also, because thank you for your book and everything, because of you had something to do with that pay scale, where people are now, they can look at the pay scale and say, this is how much you make. The labor law is a labor thing that they go by. They say you make this amount, and if you were a coordinator, you make a little bit more than that, or if you are a coordinator too, they have a scale where everyone was on the same page as far as that go, because everyone's doing the same work and different things. And also sometimes they might give you a little bonus if you have extra stuff or whatever, but it's a little bit more equal now. And that's the good thing about that. Yeah.
Because what we were hired under was Title 42. It was something they were trying. I think they were using it to get doctors brought in.
Mm-hmm.
So they were going by what your pay was at your previous hospital. And that person brought a pay stub to them that was without benefits.
Oh.
So it was inflated, and they were aware that it was inflated. So they paid her off of an inflated one. I brought my true pay scale, my true paycheck that was with benefits and what I really made. So hers was false, but they still paid her anyway, that enormous amount of money. And so you're right. What happened because I fought, they stopped that. They changed all of the OR people to the general scale GS
Yeah, that's
level, like
awesome.
everybody else in the hospital.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yes.
I really appreciate you. And people, please patronize her. Faith Over Fear. And Corey, you can show that as far as that go, the book, as far as that go, The Faith Over Fear. And I need you guys to patronize her. And the book is on Amazon. And also, if you're in the DMV area, you can go over to FBCG and get the book. It's in the bookstores in different places like that. You bought some extra ones too. Well, listen, this time just goes, and I got to talk to Warren. We got to Warren. Thank you so much for standing by, honey. We got to talk about the Commanders and everything. Yeah, we got to talk about that. Hey Warren, what's up, man?
Hey, howdy, ladies. How are you all doing?
We're doing okay. What a wonderful show, and thank you so much for just holding on. But talk about what's going on with the Commanders and other things that's going on in the NFL, honey.
Well, okay, that Monday night loss to the Bears was kind of a heartbreaker. We were at home, and we're still just a game behind Philadelphia in first place in the NFC East. But as you're looking down the schedule at home field advantage, that was a loss that should not have been for the Commanders.
I know.
Handed to the Bears, however, they played well and they came back and won it at the end.
They sure did.
And that was a game that we needed. The Commanders.
And are they supposed to be playing the Dallas Cowboys next? What's going on?
Yeah, I was going to mention, yes.
Okay.
This coming Sunday afternoon at AT&T Stadium, the Commanders will be in town. Now, the boys in Vegas, the odds makers, have the Commanders as a 1.5 favorite in this game on Sunday. I don't know. You know, I'm a Cowboys fan for the beginning of the franchise.
Okay.
But
okay. I like the Cowboys too.
But these Cowboys, I'm not down with the way that this franchise has been going. I hope the Commanders kick the Cowboys' butts on this coming Sunday afternoon.
We'll see. I like both teams, though. I know my mom's doctor. She also goes to our church. She's a Cowboy fan to the max. I mean, she really loved it. I like both, but with me being the DC lady, I need my Commanders to win. Yes, I do.
Yes, ma'am.
Me too.
My mom, she loves them too. We love the Commanders. So what else has been going on, Warren?
Well, this was an awful football weekend for me this past weekend and stuff. Almost all my teams lost. Michigan State got embarrassed in their homecoming game. We're talking college now.
Oh no.
The Cowboys lost, the Commanders lost, my Lions lost Sunday night.
The Ravens lost too. They got the Ravens because there's a lot of losers. Wow.
Off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
Oh no, don't you do that. Oh no. We'll hope that they will have a winning streak. I don't know. Maybe it was the weather. We'll blame it on the weather. I don't know. I don't know.
It was a full moon or something.
Something's going on.
Really bad karma.
I
Something
know.
was in the air.
Something
this
happened.
Weekend, hopefully, hope springs eternal. So we'll do better this weekend.
We sure hope so.
Now the Lions play on Monday night against Tampa Bay.
Okay.
That should be a heck of a game. And Tampa Bay has had the Lions number pretty much for the last few years. But we'll see.
Who do you hope who you hope will win on that game as far as that goes?
Oh well, no, I'm definitely going Lions.
The Lions.
But I do like the Buccaneers, and I am impressed with the team that they put put together. But no, I'm Lions all the way.
Okay.
Ordinarily, I would be Cowboys all the way, but I'm mad at the way that they've been running that franchise and
Yeah.
stuff. So, let the Commanders go on and just kick some tail on Sunday at 18.
I sure hope so. Oh my God, I hope so. Anything else been going on? Because it was quite a few games that went on.
The baseball playoffs are going on. In fact, Seattle and Toronto
Oh,
game will be starting. The game 3 will be starting probably in about 10 minutes or so from now.
okay.
Seattle is leading 2-0. It's the best 4 out
Yeah.
of 7
Okay.
to get to the World Series. Seattle is leading 2-0, and I believe that they will wind up beating the Blue Jays and represent the American League
Yay.
in the World Series. And on the national side, because you guys are a National League city,
Yeah.
the Dodgers are leading the Brewers 2-0.
Okay.
And I do believe that LA is going to wind up winning that series also. So I see Seattle and Los Angeles, West Coast World Series and stuff for the first time in I can't remember how long and stuff. But yes, I
Yeah.
see the Dodgers and the Mariners playing each other for it all for the World Championship
Okay.
baseball. So,
Well, that's good.
and,
And that's going to be when is the play is going on right now? When is
well, Seattle and the Blue Jays are about to play Game 3 of the American League Championship Series,
Okay.
and the Dodgers and the Brewers will play tomorrow night
Okay.
for the National League.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm
So
gonna
there's
see.
there's baseball going on for
There's
those
baseball
people that are
going
baseball
on, yeah.
fans. I'm not as much of a baseball fan now as I used to be,
Yeah.
but the playoffs in the World Series still interest me. So,
I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you something, Warren. I went to a baseball game. One of my cousins came in from Charlotte, North Carolina, and it was a buddy of hers. She said, "I don't want to go by myself," so she dragged me on to this baseball game. The only thing I really liked about it was the food. Hey, don't y'all laugh out there. The food was so good. I said, "Wow!" I said, "I just came up there because it was a boring game. It was so boring, but the food was really good. It was good.
Yes.
The food was some type of good. But anyway, we have something then to talk about for next week, because like I said, this is pro, and I want you to talk about la-di-da-di everything for a while, because NFL is always something going on, and I love it. The goal is to get more men. We have the women, but we want to get more men to listen to us and be on and listen to the show and different things like that. So, Warren, you have that Lester Holt voice. I tell you the truth, it's so nice. I tell you the truth, and everybody really loves it. I know I do. I'm like, wow, I'm a fan just of your voice. Yes, I am. Yes.
To you. Well, I'm a fan of your show.
Thank you so much. So we'll I want you on again. We'll try for the 7:40 again next week, because you'll have more shows.
Okay.
And because of you,
we can talk about those Commanders and Cowboys.
absolutely. And because of you, hopefully by that time, my mom and I will have our shirts of the Washington Commanders, and we'll wear it next week. If it's supposed to come today. Yeah, because I want you to see them. It's like this shirts, but they're long sleeve, because it's fall now. I don't want a short sleeve T-shirt right now. Even though it's kind of hot here in the studio, and I'm trying to drink plenty of fluid, because I'm going through those hot flashes and stuff like that. I'm like, what? But don't y'all laugh out there. Okay. Yeah, but
I may be having hot flashes for 6 months.
Testosterone flashes. Yeah.
Maybe
But
they'll get better.
Okay. That's right. Yeah. So anyway, we'll have our shirts on next week.
Okay. All of you drink plenty of water.
My mom says, mom, wisdom of mom, she said, drink plenty of water. I know I need to drink plenty of water. That's why I have my drink right here.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I'm really drinking water big time.
Oh, that's good.
And so thanks for the encouragement.
Thank you, honey. Okay, so we'll get back with you. We'll talk. Listen, people. You don't want to ever miss the show. The show is the Mickety Mac. Okay, what can I do? It's a supercalifragilistic
All right, well, I will
show.
talk to you
So you don't
ladies
need
and
to.
see you all next week then.
Okay. All right. Have a good one. Okay.
All right, be blessed.
Okay.
Bye.
You too. Bye bye. I tell you the truth, that time just goes, but I love it. That we want this to go everywhere. We want the patron, we want the women to listen and everything, but we also want the men also. And again, people, listen. I need you guys to repost, share the show. I don't see anyone on here as far as for WBGR on this right here, but you can always say something afterwards, whatever, because this will be on Facebook for about 30 days or so you didn't miss it. Those who have Bible study on today, you can see it afterwards. We'll see it sometime this week. And please patronize Lisa Washington. Faith Over Fear, excellent read. Let me tell you, what a wonderful story. And because of her, I believe, because of her, we now have that GS payable as far as that to say how much we are going to get. So that there will not be a discrimination in pay based on color of skin. We know about the Civil Rights Act of '64, but a lot of times because it was written way back there, they say it's for us African Americans, but it really was not for us. To be honest, it really wasn't. There's always been a discrimination as far as different go based on skin. And Martin Luther King always talked about that as far as that go. We wanted to be, let you don't look at our skin color, but look at what we're saying. Look at our intelligence. If we're not intelligent, then why hire us then? We're intelligent. Matter of fact, a lot of African Americans is the ones that really made the nation as far as different things. We were the ones that cleaned up everyone's house. So we know about cooking, cleaning, all this other stuff in building. So anyway, patronize her. This book right here is on Amazon, and you can get it, Faith Over Fear, under Lisa Washington. Very, very good. You can read this book in about a day. It's very, 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 very good. I appreciate her being here. Next week, we're going to have Mission O. Mission O is going to be our special guest, and I think they'll show a picture probably of him. He's like a Christian rapper, and so, Corey, I think you probably have a picture of him. I'm not too sure if you do or not. But Mission O, well, there he is right there. And so we want you to show this right here. He's going to, I want y'all to hear him though next week. Hopefully we'll have a commercial break and you'll be able to actually hear him rap, or he can do some rapping. He's going to be here live on studio. So he probably can rap a little bit for you in person. Mission O is going to be here. Next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be 6 p.m. CST time. There's those who are in Texas in those areas, CST time, and that would be 4 o'clock p.m. Hollywood time, which is in the West Coast. All right. So anyway, listen, let me say my goodbyes. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the show. And please, people, repost, share. My goodbyes to the Nigerians of Dabo, to the Spanish adios, to the French au revoir, to the Indian people, Valosa, Koreans, Ani Kaseo, to the Pakistan, Allah Hafaz, to the Vietnamese people, Turkey, Ethiopians, those who speak that language, ciao, to the Italians, Arrivederci, Russians, Das Vidanya, and everybody else. Bye, see y'all later. Repost, share the show, y'all. Let's talk positive. Positive. Bye. You like?
Very nice. That was nice. Yes.
All right, sweetie.
Thank you.